following operator training video on the Hobart 2912 PS automatic slicer is a supplement to the instructions manual that came with your Hobart Slicer. If you have any questions concerning operation, please consult your manual. Your Hobart 2912 PS automatic slicer provides easy, accurate, consistent slicing and is equipped with an integrated portion scale that displays the weight or count of each product portion sliced, with the carriage returning to home position when finished slicing. It can be programmed with preset weight or slice count portion quantities and will signal the operator when the required amount has been sliced. This videotape will show you how to operate and take care of the Hobart 2912 PS slicer for best results and long, reliable life. For further information, refer to the instruction manual. Replacement or additional manuals are available from your local Hobart office. Before the slicer is operated, all safety devices must be in their proper operating positions. The top knife cover must be in position and secured with the latch knob turned to the right. The ring guard is not removable. The deflector, mounted below the slicer knife, can be removed for cleaning. When slicing product, the meat grip must be used to keep your hands away from the rotating knife and to hold product in place to maximize yields. When the slicer is not in use, return the carriage to the home position and turn the index knob clockwise below the 0 setting. The gauge plate will cover the knife edge. Always unplug the slicer before you move, clean, or service it. This machine is provided with a 3-prong grounding plug. The outlet to which this plug is connected must be properly grounded. If the receptacle is not the proper grounding type, contact an electrician. If you're installing a new slicer, check the electrical specifications on the data plate on the slicer base to make sure they agree with your electrical service. Install the carriage tray support arm assembly by lowering it till the support arm key fits into the carriage pivot slot. Then tilt the carriage tray to the left to position it with the gauge plate and tighten the knob clockwise. The sharpener should be already mounted on top of the slicer and locked to its bracket. The top knife cover should also be in place and secured with the latch knob. And the deflector should be in position below the knife. Fences used with the front-mounted meat grip can be clamped on the tray to limit product movement during slicing. Back out the thumb screw and lay the fence on the carriage tray. Rotate it to vertical, slide it into position, and tighten the screw. Before using a slicer for the first time, it must be thoroughly cleaned. This requires some easy disassembly and reassembly and will be covered later in this tape. Let's briefly go over the controls of the 2912 PS automatic slicer. This is the start-stop knob. To start the slicer, just pull. An amber light illuminates. To shut off the slicer, push in the knob. Manual or automatic mode is selected with this lever. With the lever on manual, pointing down, the keyboard display and the slicer knife are either both on or both off. The display and slicer knife motor will go off if the switch knob is pushed or if the auto shutoff feature, when enabled, senses inactivity for a 10-second interval. With the lever on automatic, pointing to the right, the keyboard display remains on only if the switch knob is on. The gauge plate is open, and the carriage is either at home position or in motion during slicing. Looking at the keypad, this button selects the mode, either weight, weight and preset, count, or count and preset. The up arrow increases the slice count by 1, the preset weight by 1/100 of a pound or 1/10 of an ounce in operator or program modes, or advances through the 6 program preset values for the indicated mode when preset is on. The indicator lights show the mode, unit of measure, and the number of preset values. The down arrow decreases the slice count by 1, the preset weight by 1/100 of a pound or 1/10 of an ounce in operator or program modes, or advances through the 6 program preset values for the indicated mode when preset is on. The indicator lights show the mode, unit of measure, and the number of preset values. This button sets the platter weight as tare, up to 2 pounds or 1 kilogram. 2 beeps sound. The tare key is not lit. Clear the platter to display the negative amount. Then press for a full second to re-zero the scale. 0 displays while the scale re-zeros, then the tare key is lit with 0 display. In the carriage speed area of the keypad, pressing the hair increases the carriage speed by 1 level. The carriage speed is indicated by the number of lights. The tortoise decreases the carriage speed by 1 level. Again, the carriage speed is indicated by the number of lights. The slice pause button starts the knife and carriage motors when in the automatic mode only. If slice pause is pressed when running, the carriage returns to home and stops. If slice pause is pressed after an interruption, slicing restarts. Start the carriage drive by pushing the slice pause key. A firm thumb press is required to start the slicer with the slice pause key to assure intentional start of the slicer. The carriage can be stopped by a firm thumb press of the slice pause button, and it will come to rest in the home position after completing the current slice. The carriage also can be stopped by turning the lever to manual. The slicer can also be turned off by pushing the switch knob or closing the gauge plate with the index knob. To get ready to slice, turn the index knob clockwise below 0 to close the gauge plate. Pull the carriage tray toward you until it stops. Put your product on the tray. Set the meat grip if necessary. Adjust the fence by loosening the thumb screw and sliding the fence so that it is close to the product but not pushing against it. If you don't need the meat grip, you can store it out of the way on the retaining clip. Turn the index knob to set the slice thickness you want. The numbers on the knob do not indicate actual measurements, but are simply reference numbers for duplicating thickness. Make sure the lever is in manual, pointing down before starting the slicer. Turn the slicer on by pulling the switch knob forward until the slicer starts, and then release the knob. Remember, unless the gauge plate is open before pulling the switch knob on, the slicer will not continue to run when the switch knob is released. With the thickness set while the slicer is on, use one of the 2 handle choices to push the carriage system back and forth to slice product, crossing the entire width of the product over the knife to ensure full slicing. In manual mode, turn the slicer off by pushing the switch knob or closing the gauge plate. To operate the 2912 PS slicer in automatic mode, remember to check 3 points. 1. Select the thickness opening the gauge plate. 2. Pull the carriage to home position. And 3. Make sure the lever is in the automatic mode. Select the desired carriage speed by using the hair button to increase the carriage speed or the tortoise button to decrease the carriage speed. The carriage speed indicator lights will show the carriage speed selected. The speed can be adjusted at any time. Select the desired mode. Weigh pound, preset weigh pound, weigh ounce, preset weigh ounce, count, or preset count. If one of the preset modes was selected, select from the 6 preset values available in each category using the up or down arrow keys. Start the carriage drive by pushing the slice pause key. The slicer returns to home position at completion of a preset cycle or at completion of a slice after the slice pause button is pushed. A preset cycle can be resumed by pushing slice pause again. The carriage drive unit can also be stopped by rotating the lever to the manual position. The slicer can be stopped by pushing the switch knob or by closing the gauge plate. Before cleaning the slicer, unplug the power cord and turn the index knob completely clockwise to close the gauge plate. Wipe the surfaces of the slicer with a clean cloth soaked in mild detergent and warm water. Rinse using a fresh cloth and clean water. With the gauge plate closed and the carriage pulled forward, tilt the carriage tray and support arm unit to the right until it is almost horizontal. It can be cleaned in this position, or it can be removed for sink cleaning by grasping it with both hands and lifting straight up. The last 3 digits of the slicer serial number are on the support arm key, so you can make sure the unit is returned with the correct slicer. Take off the top knife cover by turning the latch knob counterclockwise and lifting the cover from the guide pins. Rotate the deflector downward to remove it from its mouth below the slicer knife. Clean the top knife cover and deflector in a sink with warm soapy water. Rinse with clean water. Remove the sharpener by pushing the lock lever to the left. Tilt the right side up to clear the right guide pin, and then lift the sharpener up, clearing the left guide pin. Wipe out any residue in the sharpener housing and clean it in a sink. Clean completely around the ring guard by inserting a folded moistened paper towel between it and the knife at the base of the ring guard and rotating the knife. Wash and rinse both sides of the knife by wiping outward from the center. Use a mild detergent or sanitizer solution. Remount the sharpener on its bracket by tilting the sharpener slightly and sliding the left slot over the left guide pin on the bracket. Then press down on the right side of the sharpener so the locking hole fits over the right guide pin on the bracket. Slide the lock lever to the right to lock the sharpener in position. Position the top knife cover over the 3 guide pins and lock it by turning the latch knob to the left while lowering the cover. Then release the latch knob and turn it to the right until it is snug. Remount the deflector below the slicer knife by guiding the bottom of the socket onto the mount and rotating the deflector upward. Lower the carriage tray and support arm unit with both hands till the key at the bottom of the support arm fits into the carriage pivot slot. The tray should be almost horizontal. Return the carriage tray to position by tilting it to the left and turn the knob clockwise until completely snug. To clean under the 2912 PS, raise the lift lever past center to its stop. After cleaning, return the slicer to its normal position by slowly retracting the lift lever. Steel pads, a dishwasher, strong detergents, or high chlorine content sanitizer solutions must never be used to clean slicer parts. They can cause scratching, corrosion, or other damage. The Hobart cast stainless steel knife is designed for long service. It should be sharpened only when necessary to avoid excessive wear. To sharpen it, unplug the power cord and turn the index knob completely clockwise to close the gauge plate. Then, remove the top knife cover by turning the latch knob counterclockwise. Thoroughly clean the area around the knife and the knife surfaces and edge. Plug in the cord. Start the slicer by pulling the switch knob and holding it out. Then, with your other hand, lift the sharpener handle until it is completely horizontal. Pull the sharpener handle all the way forward and hold it for 5 seconds. Slowly release it, and then release the switch knob. If necessary, repeat sharpening for another 5 seconds. Unplug the power cord, wipe the slicer with a clean, damp cloth to remove grinding particles, and replace the top knife cover. Every 2 or 3 months, the slicer should be lubricated by squirting 8 to 10 drops of FMO 200 AW oil into the wick hole in the carriage transport. Or about once a month, apply 4 or 5 drops of oil directly on the carriage slide rod on each side of the carriage transport. And move the carriage back and forth to spread the oil. Let's look at how to program the automatic controls of the 2912 PS Slicer. 6 preset values for each weigh mode and slice count are available. The preset values provided at the factory are listed in your manual that came with your slicer. To enter program mode with the slicer controls lit and the lever on automatic, hold down the mode key for 6 seconds until 2 beeps sound and PROG displays for 2 seconds. Release the mode key. The blinking preset indicates program mode. The carriage speed lights and the weigh or count indicator lights show which preset value is displayed. Do not interrupt power during programming. First, press the mode key to select count or weigh mode. In weigh mode, press both the mode and up arrow keys at the same time to weigh in pound units, or press the mode and down arrow keys at the same time to select the ounce units. Then press the up or down arrow keys to increase or decrease the preset value. Finally, press the hair or tortoise key to access any preset value indicated by the carriage speed lights for the indicated category. Repeat these 3 steps to review or change any of the 6 preset values for any of the 3 categories, 18 values in all. When all preset values are programmed as desired, press the mode key for 2 seconds to save and exit. A beep will sound. To use a preset or entered value in the weigh mode, make sure the lever is on automatic. Press the mode key until weigh and either pound or ounce is lit to indicate weigh mode and the units. The 0 indicator will be lit if the platter is empty. Press tare to re-zero the platter if necessary. Once a preset value is selected and the preset indicator is lit, the entered or preset value displays for only 2 seconds. Then the platter weight displays. With the gauge plate set, press slice pause to begin automatic slicing. When the platter weight equals or exceeds the preset weight, the slicer returns to home position and shuts off. To use a preset or entered value in count mode, place the lever in automatic, press the mode key until count is lit to indicate count mode. Select a preset count value using the keys. The preset indicator is lit, the preset value displays, and the slice counter is ready to count down to 0. The gauge plate set, press slice pause to begin automatic slicing. After the counter counts down to 0, the slicer returns to home position and shuts off. The auto shutoff feature provided on all 2912 PS slicers is turned off at the factory but can be enabled or disabled by pressing the down arrow key while pulling the switch knob all the way forward with the lever on manual. If auto shutoff is enabled, the slicer will turn off if a keystroke or full stroke of the carriage has not been made within a 10-second interval while in the manual mode. With proper operation, cleaning, and maintenance, your Hobart Model 2912 PS Slicer will provide many years of reliable operation. For further information on the Hobart Model 2912 PS Automatic Slicer, check your instructional manual or call your local Hobart office.